Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Happy Wednesday. I hope you're all doing well and having a good middle of your week. I do apologise, there was no video yesterday. I had quite a busy day, so I didn't get around to editing, which is a shame, but here we are. So today we're working on a penthouse. I have never done a well, I have done a penthouse. I don't know what I went to say then. I just have never done a penthouse on this lot before, so that's what we're doing today. Guys, you can tell I haven't spoken today. I should really do like a prep sesh before speaking. Anyway, so I am now working on the floor plan. I wasn't really sure what type of family I wanted to live here originally, but we did go for 2 parents, a teenage son and a child daughter. I kind of imagined that the parents were like super rich and like maybe the kids are like in boarding school most of the time. That's kind of like the vibe I was getting when I was building. I do kind of have like a little bit of a plan before I start on like a style or like what sort of outcome I'd like, but then sometimes when it comes to the family that I want to live there, I haven't fully thought it out. So you know, it's sometimes nice to make it up along the way, other times it's nice to plan, but this was a bit of both. So I really like how this turned out. I had a bit of a mess around in the back garden of this penthouse. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to put there, but I knew I wanted it to be very like platform focused. I did try to add another pool, but it wasn't working with the platforms, so that is a skill that I need to work on and see if there's a way to work around it. But yeah, it's definitely interesting when you try something new. There's always something that you don't know. Even like for myself, I build every single day and there's still stuff that I don't know. So it's fun to discover new stuff, and it makes you more interested in trying new things, because I even learned stuff doing this build, you know. So anyway, so now we're working on the kitchen. I really like this kitchen. I think it is very nice. It's very open plan. Of course, black and white. When isn't it just shades? I did have a bit of difficulty lining this up, I don't know why, which is funny because the other side that I wasn't really focused on was like perfectly in line, and the side that I had to look at was off-centered. Anyway, so we're just working on the cabinets now. I wasn't really sure whether I wanted cabinets at first because the windows kind of like were a bit low. Well, they're really high up, but you know, they kind of like clipped with the cabinets, so I was like, do we, don't we? But I decided to in the end. I did originally add my mirrors, but I'm kind of liking adding this like shelf section with the tile backsplash, because I just think it makes it look a bit more, I don't know, lived in. Maybe the mirrors don't work for every build. I want to tell myself. So we do have 2 lounge living areas. Obviously this penthouse is really big. There's a lot of like open floor space, so I wasn't really sure what I wanted to include, because I knew I needed to have 2 separate lounge areas, because otherwise we'd have like a big open space of nothing. That is something that I need to work on, is my balance between all different items in big open spaces, because they can become a bit like overwhelmed, or a bit overwhelming even. I think it turned out well considering, but I definitely don't like making these like really open spaces, but I enjoyed the challenge, so it was worth it. But I don't know what that noise was, in case you heard it, which you probably did. So I did decide to include an at-home gym. This apartment did originally have a gym in it as well, so that's why I included it. So now we're just working on the little yoga mats and the meditation stools. I think they're really cool. I also decided to include these, which I struggled to find, but we got there in the end. I did include a massage table as well, because why not? And then I think I did this after the lounge area, but I did it in the different order for the editing. Anyway, I'm a bit all over the place today, guys, as you can tell. I swear one day off editing, I'm like, oh, what do I say? But yes. Also, there is a sale on at the moment on the EA app, so be sure to go and check that out, because it ends on November the 2nd, so if you haven't got an expansion pack and you've been saving to get one when there's a sale, there is a sale on right now, so be sure to check that out. and I'm doing shell tours today. I was meant to do it Saturday and then got waylaid, so shell tours will be today. So if you're listening to this, I'm probably live right now. Well, that's if you're watching it when it first goes out, you know what I mean. So I did decide to include a grand piano, and this is from my wedding stories. I think that it's absolutely gorgeous. It's just so pretty. I kind of felt like it was like the perfect fit for this room. As you can see, the space is absolutely massive, so I was like, how do we make it less overwhelming, because it's just a very big open space, and I was like, what can I include to make it not so, like, I don't know, overwhelming, I guess. So I did decide to add this kind of like weird stack of books. I wasn't really sure what I was going for, but it kind of worked out. It kind of looks like steps, but not really. I wasn't really sure what I wanted, but I think it looks cute. And yeah, I decided to also add a chess table because I kind of felt like they'd be into that sort of thing, a bit more fancy and a bit more like into the logic skill. And I did include a ping pong juice table as well, but I did that off camera, I think. Yeah, so now we're moving on to the office area. I really like this office space. Like I said, I kind of felt like the kids were potentially either homeschooled or in boarding school. I know this is not technically possible, but like, you know, in my mind, if this was real. So I did kind of like decorate it as if they were like in school, and they were like had some decorative pieces on the wall for like learning and stuff, so that's what it went for. And then I thought the parents potentially were like doctors or teachers or both, just very posh and upper class. I kind of envisaged for this home. But yeah, or maybe the dad was an astronaut because I saw that statue and I was like, you never know, maybe he's like world famous or something. So that is what I did decide to include in the end. I didn't want to include too much in this room because I did want it to kind of feel like lived in, but not like overdone, because it kind of felt like they'd be like not the type to have much clutter, you know, like everything is like pristine and perfect. So I tried not to include too much clutter, but enough that it felt lived in. So like I said, they have a teenage son and a child daughter, so I decided to include some arts and crafts for the daughter, and then the son is into photography, and he's also got some musical stuff in his room upstairs, I do believe, but I do really like how the daughter's room turned out. I originally had it marked down as a pink room, and I thought, well, you know, I do a lot of pink, so I did something different. I did it yellow. There is a touch of pink, of course, but we've got a yellow room instead, and I used the same bed as I did in my previous apartment for the daughter's room, but a different swatch, because I love the little, like, what do you call it? The part that like overhangs the bed. I cannot think of the word. Like the mesh part. Anyway, you know what I mean, hopefully. You'll see in a moment. But yeah, I'm obsessed with it. I think it's really cute. I think it kind of like fits perfectly for a little girl's room. So we're just working on the downstairs bathroom. This is the final room downstairs, and then we move on to the upstairs. I think this bathroom is really nice. It's very like sleek and clean. There's not much in here. Like I said, I kind of felt like they weren't very cluttered type. Possibly they had their own cleaner as well, you know, like that kind of like posh upper class type of people. But yeah, they kind of look the same, all of them, but I did want to have like a black and white theme and a touch of purple with the hairdryer. And now we're moving on to the daughter's bedroom. I think this is one of my favourite bedrooms I've done. I really like this room. I think it's really pretty. I like the colour swatch of this bed as well. Actually, I'm lying, I didn't include that bed. I thought I did, but I didn't. I think this is from Pets, I could be wrong. But I did have the wallpaper in like a dark pink colour, but I did decide to keep this little strawberry section of the wallpaper, but I kept the rest yellow, which I thought was quite nice because it was a bit different than my usual. We do have like a L-shaped desk, which is made from 2 desks, but you can only sit at one, but you could rotate it if you wished. I really like this room. I just think it's really cute. There's a lot of like clutter in here. I kind of went all out with the clutter in this room because I didn't feel like the rest of the house would have so much clutter. I decided to include lots of teddy bears and lots of like kiddie stuff in this apartment. Well, not in this apartment, but in this room. I kind of felt like this was the one space that could be like everything she wanted, you know. So she's got like an arts and crafts table, she's got like a Lego station, and her own little desk with a laptop for doing like creative writing or something. I thought I just really like this room. It's simple but like enough, you know. So now we're moving on to the parents' bedroom. I think this room is really nice as well. Of course, it's only white, but I really love these cupboards, these wardrobes. I think they are lovely. I don't know why, I've got a bit of a thing for those wardrobes. I use them in everything lately. I never used to, but lately I just cannot stop using them, so they're my new favourite thing, I think. And of course we had to include this vanity. I think this is gorgeous. I love that they've included this. Also, someone told me in my other video that you've always been able to do your makeup at them. Why did I never know this? I thought it was new with that vanity, but who knows, you learn something new every day. See, I don't know everything about building, but you do learn something new every time you build, and that's the fun of it. So yes, now we are just adding some details to the bedroom. I wasn't really sure I wanted to include more trophies in here, but I thought I might overdo it, so I decided to keep it a bit more simplistic. I think I do add a little bit of clutter, but just some makeup wipes to be like, you know, so the mum can like wipe her face down at the end of the night or something. Nothing drastic, but I did change the wallpaper around because I thought those panels look really nice in there. And now we're just moving on to the small bathroom, which is for the kiddos. Of course, it's still black and white because why not, when isn't it? But I just like it. I don't like having colour in my builds really, unless it's like a kid's room. But anyway, so we're just adding in the toilet and some clutter around the toilet. I did decide to use a different rug than I usually use next to the bath, so that was interesting. It's about the only thing that's different in this bathroom. And then we are moving on to the son's bedroom, which I really like. Again, with this room I did have it a different colour swatch to begin with, and I changed it around quite a lot because I thought, well, we'll try some different colours out. So we went with blue and like this like blood red, like a, is it crimson colour? I'm not really sure, but I do like how it turned out. Again, these rooms are massive, so it was kind of difficult to know how to fill them properly, because I just didn't really know like what to put in there to fill it up necessarily. But I did like the wardrobe. I love matched the walls, so I was like, you know, perfect, it was meant to be. So yes, I'm just adding in some clutter. Of course, cannot not have my clutter, and a football and a guitar, and just making it as like classic teen boy room, but also like how clean and lush would this room be for like any age. So yes, I'm just adding in a rug to kind of blend all in together, and I did decide to add a chair for like a gaming session for the son. Session, I meant section, you know what I mean. So yeah. Added more clutter around the desk area. I added some shoes and some boxes because, you know, you can never have too much clutter. I added another camera and some glasses up here because it kind of felt like he would have like multiple cameras and obviously multiple pair of glasses. Maybe his parents are like really like pushing him to go into photography. So now we're working on the spare bedroom. This isn't designated for any particular sim, it's just an extra bedroom, but the mum has like sort of decorated, but it's kind of like mostly empty. But if guests want to stay around, not once. If they want to stay around, they can stay in this room, which is lovely. And yeah, they've also got a section that goes out onto the balcony area, which is always delightful. I did decide to include a fancy piano and an easel as well, because why the heck not? I did include curtains as well because, you know, they're very big windows, so you just still want your privacy. But yeah, I didn't want to include too much detail in this room. I still included some cups and stuff to make it look a bit more lived in, but I didn't want to make it too like personalised because it is just very generic and not made for anyone in particular, just for any sort of person who was staying around, maybe one of the kids' friends or the parents, or like, you know what I mean, anybody. So now we're just moving on to, I think this is the final bathroom. Maybe there's one more. I think there might be one more. But yeah, again, they all kind of look the same. Of course, my black and white theme, I think it is lovely. I think this is the last bathroom. This is the parents' bathroom. I decided to include an L-shaped bath in the corner. I think it is really cute. I just really like those baths. I don't know why I don't use them enough. I know we have still got a shower and bath in here, but like, who really cares? I just like it. So yes, I really like this apartment. Like, it's so different than what I usually do, and I think that's what makes it exciting. I'm not necessarily the best at these penthouses, and I've definitely got work to do, but I'm really excited whenever I start making these because it's something new. So now we're just working on the outside, and like I said, I wanted to have platforms, but I wasn't really sure how I wanted it to be laid out, and obviously it's not all functional. You can get up to the parts that have steps, but the middle section you can't access. I wasn't really sure I wanted to include. I just knew I wanted it to be like multi-levels and like really like fully functional. Obviously not every single level is functional, but I tried to make it as inclusive as possible so that you could play with every part of the build. I really like how it turned out. I think it looks really nice. It's very modern. I did decide to include some toys outside as well. Obviously you could remove them if you wanted to, but I thought if they've got like a child daughter, then she would want some toys, and especially if they're like rich, why wouldn't she have some toys outside? So this was the only section that had grass, so I thought I'd include a swing and a monkey bars, and yeah, I just really like how it turned out. I think the pool part is absolutely stunning. It's like an infinity pool with glass underneath. I adore it. I think it is gorgeous. I did decide to include the outside exterior and like keep it the same as it originally was, but just like alter it slightly because it would look weird if you didn't tie it in with the rest of the apartments underneath. I hope you get what I mean. But the windows are all lined up, and it's perfect for my like pristine inline everything. So anyway, I am going to end the voiceover here for today, guys. I thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you loved this build, and I'd love to hear your feedback in the comments. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I shall see you guys tomorrow. Thanks guys, bye.